shadows are tall, the sky turns gold, the sun slips down behind the fold. I lean upon my weathered hoe and feel a hush. The heavens know there's no loud voice, no blinding light, just quiet peace and fading night. He whispers in the cornfield wind, through every leaf and stalk that bends. No sermon loud, no thunder roll, just sacred breeze that soothes my soul. And when I feel too small, too thin, He lifts me in the cornfield wind. I've prayed out loud, I've cried inside, I've cursed the drought, I've tried to hide. But out where silence breathes so deep, His Spirit sings the roots to sleep. Each gust that dances through the green speaks mercy I ain't ever seen. He whispers in the cornfield wind, when words run dry and hearts wear thin. No choir, no robes, no holy stage, just grace that moves through nature's page. And when my strength comes to an end, He whispers in the cornfield wind. Some find God in marble halls, but I hear Him in the sparrow calls and rustling rose. He speaks so clear, I'm always close, I'm always near. He whispers in the cornfield wind, with patient love that won't rescind. No need for signs carved in the stone. He meets me where the seeds are sown. And when I walk this field again, I'll listen for that voice, amen. Yes, He still speaks in the cornfield wind. Sun's barely rising on a field half plowed, boots kicking dirt where the earth ain't proud. Hammer in hand, I straighten the line, but my heart drifts off to a place divine. Between two posts and a sagging gate, I pause to breathe and contemplate. A whisper of wind, a crow on the wire, and I feel its still small spark of fire. It's a prayer between fence posts out here where the work soaks. No stained glass light, no preacher's sound, just sacred ground and hallowed ground, where sweat and grace both come close. I send up a prayer. between fence posts. My granddad taught me with calloused hands to mend the wire and trust God's plans. Said you don't need church clothes to pray, just talk to the Lord in your own plain way. It's a prayer between fence posts where silence sings and hope flows. No choir's hymn, just a crow's reply, and the Lord's reply in the open sky. A moment of faith that no one boasts, a quiet prayer between fence posts. Some kneel in pews with their heads held low, but I've been down where the wild grass grows, and in that pause between work and rest, I find the words I never confessed. It's a prayer between fence posts where heaven feels the closest, with dirt on my hands and dust in my lungs. I talk to the Father in my own tongue, a place more sacred than most folks know is that prayer between fence posts. I tracked some dirt through the chapel floor after feeding calves and shutting doors. My hands were rough, my collar torn, but I still bowed that Sunday morning. Folks might glance and shift their seats, but grace don't come in polished fleets. God don't mind muddy boots. He walks through fields in worn-out suits. He knows the heart beneath the grind. He ain't bound by space or time. You don't need to shine to stand in truth, 'cause God don't mind muddy boots. I've knelt in soil, I've prayed in dust, with calloused hands and quiet trust. The altar's built in rows of corn, where dewdrops fall each early morn. He meets me in my flannel coat, with hymns that rise from worn-out throats. God don't mind muddy boots. He walked on roads with no dispute. He washed feet in a servant's way, and loves us more than words can say. Through every stumble, every root, God don't mind muddy boots. He ain't asking for Sunday best, just a soul that needs some rest. So bring your mess and lay it down. He'll meet you on that holy ground. God don't mind muddy boots. He knows the ones who sow and root. He don't need fancy words or lace, just honest hearts and weathered grace. So step right in, no need to sue, 'cause God don't mind. Muddy boots. Mama's coffee brewing strong, rooster crowing is a morning song. Boots hit the porch, another day, same old path, same old way. But when that screen door slams behind, there's a sound that stirs my mind. I hear God's voice in the screen door slam, like he's saying, go on, child, I understand. Not every word comes from the sky. Sometimes it's found in our daily lives. A little grace in a wooden jam. God's voice in the screen door slam. Daddy left with a lunchbox grin, said be good son and off again. That door would creak, then close with flair, like it was whispering a country prayer. Now years have gone, the house grown still, but I hear that slam and I feel him still. I hear God's voice in the screen door slam, like a backwoods hymn with a calloused hand. A sound so plain yet deep and wide, like mercy hanging on the countryside. Not thunder, no choir or band, just God's voice in the screen door slam. Some folks hear him in cathedral songs. I hear him where the hinges belong. In every creak, in every clap, he meets me where the world goes back. I hear God's voice in the screen door slam, through memories held like an old straw fan. He speaks in sounds we overlook, in every slosh and slam down hook. So when life shakes like a weather dam, I hold on tight to that screen door slam. Yeah, he don't shout, he don't damn, but I still hear him in the screen door slam. Sunrise creeps across the land, dust clings tight to calloused hands. No choirs here, no chapel bell, just the hush where spirit dwells. With each slow turn the tractor knows he waits in the quiet field rows. He waits in the quiet field rows, where the seed is sown and the still wind blows. No stained glass light, no holy dome, just worn down boots and earth and loam. When I'm too tired to speak my woes, he listens in the field rows. I've said my prayers in dusty air, with sweat and sorrow and silent care. And when my hands can't hold much more, he meets me where I've knelt before. Not with thunder, not with prose, just peace among the furrowed road. He waits in the quiet field rows, where the mercy grows like the cornstalk grows. Each breath I take, each furrow deep, He watches over what I keep. No pulpit stands, no Bible shows, but still in the field rows. I thought he lived in temple halls, behind the robes and gilded walls, but I found grace where no one goes, right here in the quiet road. He waits in the quiet field rows, where a man lays down what only God knows. With every plow and whispered hymn, I lay my burdens down to him. And long before the harvest shows, he waits in the quiet field row. Yeah, he waits where the silence grows. It's underlined and marked in blue, right there on page 482. The edge is worn, the paper thin, from 1,000 times I read again. It held me close on darker days, when I had nothing left to pray. Heaven knows my favorite verse has carried me through better and worse, like an old friend in a worn-out coat. Still speaks clear when my voice won't. I've whispered it through tears and dirt, and heaven knows my favorite verse. Mama read it for I could spell. Daddy lived it more than he'd tell. I found it once in a motel room, with a Gideon Bible and a heart of gloom. And every time life felt too much, that verse would rise and keep me up. Heaven knows my favorite verse. It's folded in my Sunday shirt, carved into the oak of my heart, a sacred line that won't depart. No need for thunder, no need to rehearse. Yeah, heaven knows my favorite verse. It's not long, it's not fancy, but it's where he always answers me, in red letter love and grace so wide. It's where my fear and faith collide. Heaven knows my favorite verse. It's the balm when my soul hurts. I may forget a hymn or two, but that one line keeps pulling me through. And when I go, don't line the hearse, just read aloud my favorite verse. Yeah, heaven knows my favorite verse, and so does he, for what it's worth.